In this series, we will analyse teams, identify problem areas, and suggest solutions in the form of incoming players. We don't follow gossip, rumours or conjecture, and we're only concerned with the players' on-field performance and their suitability for the role in question. Today's team is Manchester United. Welcome to Sensible Transfers. Manchester United are now under the new management of Erik Ten Hag. The 2021-22 season was extremely disappointing, leaving the club without a trophy and without Champions League football. The consequence of that, in concert with the flux and uncertainty resulting from a change in coach, is that while United remain an attractive destination, they don't possess quite the reach that they once did, and we've tried to reflect that in these selections. But there are still plenty of positions to improve. In fact, there are very few areas in which they couldn't. And so while we've limited ourselves to 3 picks in this video, it's with acceptance that it could have been many more. During his time at Ajax, Ten Hag had the benefit of one of the world's most balanced fullbacks, in Noussair Mazraoui, who is outstanding with and without the ball and would have been the perfect solution. Unfortunately, he's joined Bayern Munich, leaving us looking for someone who possesses the technical qualities that all Ten Hag fullbacks share, but offers a significant attacking improvement on Aaron Wan-Bissaka and an upgrade on Diogo Dalot, who is really more of a rounded backup than a long-term starter. Academy product Ethan Laird is an exciting prospect. He enjoyed a generally excellent loan spell at Swansea last season, playing as a wing-back and showing a burst of acceleration and range of skill, which indicated a very bright future. He was recalled mid-season and sent to Bournemouth but barely featured. It suggests that while he fits the profile of a Ten Hag fullback and might impact the recruiting strategy in this area, he still requires further experience, not least of playing in a back four and as an actual fullback. So he's one for the future. But Bayer Leverkusen's Jeremy Frimpong would be an excellent option for now. Frimpong is aggressive and exciting with the ball at his feet and is the kind of high-volume dribbler who can manufacture opportunities in the attacking third. He's quick enough to be a threat even from a standing start and seems accomplished when driving off the touchline and into central areas. Frimpong would be a highly sensible transfer, but so too would Lyon's Malo Gusto, and he is our first choice. Gusto is taller than Frimpong, 179 centimetres to 171, and wouldn't be such a concern when required to defend close to his centre-backs. He's also excellent with the ball, and would provide a similar attacking contribution, curing one of the problems that United have encountered with Wan-Bissaka. In contrast, Gusto is a reliable passer across all distances and is much more of an asset in possession. United are also unlikely to ever be quite as dominant as Ten Hag's Ajax, so defensive security is more of a concern with his fullbacks now. However, Gusto is a strong tackler who appears disciplined positionally and who, at just 19, has many years of improvement ahead. During his time at Ajax, Ten Hag's midfield went through several stages of evolution and never had a predetermined formula. The focus, instead, was on finding the right chemistry. At different times, Ten Hag used Adson Alvarez, Frenkie de Jong, and Lisandro Martinez as the deepest man in his midfield, all of whom are contrasting players with different strengths, and who collectively describe the lack of rigidity in the department's construction. Ten Hag also alternated between a single and double pivot too, meaning that composition matters, not necessarily personnel or shape. Whatever Ten Hag builds at United, it will not involve Paul Pogba, who's left on a free transfer, or Nemanja Matic, who's joined Roma. Donny van de Beek prospered under Ten Hag at Ajax, so he's presumed to have a future and will compete with Fred for the number 8 role, while Bruno Fernandes is a certain starter in attacking midfield, and Scott McTominay can provide cover in the deeper positions. The good news is that United seem to have succeeded in reuniting Ten Hag with De Jong, who will move to England from Barcelona. That likely still leaves the squad short of a midfielder, perhaps one with strong defensive attributes, but it would be better to see how his new midfield takes shape and how De Jong is used before suggesting any further additions. The summer promises plenty of departures at Old Trafford. Jesse Lingard, Anthony Martial and Juan Mata all look likely to leave. leaving an injury-plagued Marcus Rashford, an out-of-sync Jadon Sancho, and the still-developing Anthony Elanga as the only options either side of Cristiano Ronaldo. With Edinson Cavani also leaving, United could also do with a new centre-forward. But with Ronaldo's position virtually guaranteed until the end of his contract, big expenditure on another goalscorer seems unlikely. On the right side of the front three, however, one option might be to reunite Ten Hag with Hakim Ziyech, who he coached so successfully at Ajax, but who is yet to really establish himself at Chelsea. Ziyech is a useful attacking component who understands the tactical quirks of Ten Hag's football. His flair and shot volume are well-known strengths, but additionally he's a highly progressive passer who can provide the kind of penalty box supply that United's stuttering attack has often lacked. And he's also an excellent free kick and corner taker. United managed just 7 goals last season from set pieces, the third lowest in the league, so improvement and variation in that area is urgently required. But while Chelsea and Manchester United have done deals in the past, Ziyech is hardly redundant at Stamford Bridge, and this might be a difficult transfer to complete. Instead then, we're picking Serge Gnabry, whose contract at Bayern Munich is entering its final year. Gnabry has developed into an outstanding player for club and country over the past few seasons. He's reached double figures in each of the last 4 Bundesliga seasons, as well as averaging over a goal every 2 games for the German national team. But Gnabry is one of the game's premier wide forwards and one eminently suited to playing for Ten Hag. His pressing is dependable and smart, and that's a quality United desperately need. In fact, their inability to exert pressure on the ball from their forward positions has been openly mocked in the past, particularly in games against their biggest rivals. And with Cristiano Ronaldo contributing little out of possession, Gnabry has a range of tendencies that can remedy those issues. And he also carries a broad attacking threat, which is not just described by his goals and assists, but also his capacity to beat defenders, penetrate the attacking areas, and to be regularly available as a passing option within those zones. He is a right-sided player, and that's where he's built his reputation, but Gnabry is accomplished across the other 2 positions in a front 3 as well, particularly on the left. And that would provide a positional dexterity that Ten Hag doesn't currently have. It would also allow Jadon Sancho to move full-time onto the right-hand side, his more regular home at Borussia Dortmund, which could be a key to unlocking the kind of levels he achieved in Germany. So, Gnabry would be an excellent option, and if he is to leave Bayern Munich, it's unlikely to be for another German club. In addition to which, his contractual situation offers a rare opportunity to sign a player who would otherwise be unavailable, or at best, extremely expensive. He is our final pick, and these have been our sensible transfers. If you'd like to see sensible transfers for your team, then you are in luck, because we've written sensible transfers articles for every team in the Premier League and published them on The Athletic. To read them, you can get a 30-day free trial for The Athletic by clicking the link in the description. Thanks for watching today's video.